Aussies are selling property for a loss. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at an article from Yahoo Finance. This one is talking about, well, Australians who are selling property at a loss. Now, I know that this may be difficult for some people to hear. Property only ever goes up and it only doubles every few years. And you can become a property millionaire, multi-millionaire, simply working at Macca's and buying multiple properties. But, well, the reality is it's like any investment. Things go up and down. And, well, often relationship issues force people to sell. And, well, maybe during a period of property mania and easy money, people might have extended themselves a bit too far. And with reality hitting, they're making some difficult decisions, writing off the loss and getting out of an investment. Maybe they live in or they've invested in Victoria and they're having to deal with all the new changes to that and responsibilities that a landlord have, or lack of ability to manage their own property that a landlord has now. And they want to get out. Okay? So let's check this one out, guys. Is this the moment that I'm going to have to eat humble pie? Is property crashing down? And are people going to flood the market, those that have been waiting on the sidelines for decades? I don't think we're quite there yet, everyone. I do not think we're there yet. So, Aussie suburbs where property is selling at a loss. Boom, boom, boom. Is this at a loss from the peak? Or 1 in 10 Sydney and Melbourne property sellers have copped a loss, so 10%. I wonder if this is just the sticker price, or also all the other bullshit costs, fees, and charges that you have to incur when you're in property. It's not as liquid and it's not as easy to move as shares or other investment vehicles. So, most homeowners are selling off their properties at a loss, or more. Sorry, more, not most. As Aussies try to avoid rising mortgage repayments. Now, I wonder if this is people who own homes or investors. That's the question of who is actually selling. New research from CoreLogic found the number of properties making a profit dropped to 92.3% over the March quarter, marking the third consecutive quarter of declines. Okay. Is this the whole thing where people buy and flip, buy and flip, buy and flip? I was listening to a Dave Ramsey episode, just a little from his clip show, where he was sharing how he lost all his money in property and the whole process of getting in there and flipping it, getting in there and flipping it. And I wonder if this is people buying during the mania, during the peak, and now trying to flip and realize, no. Or maybe it didn't keep riding up and they're getting out while they can. Or maybe this is the people that have been tapped on their shoulder by the bank. Darwin had the highest rate of loss-making sales, with 29.5% of properties selling for a loss. Wow. What's going on in Darwin? Perth with 13.8%. Sydney-siders made a loss on 10.7% of property sales, the highest rate since August 2009, while Melbourne residents copped a loss on 10.2% of sales. At the other end of the spectrum, Hobart recorded the most profit-making sales, 99%, followed by Canberra and Adelaide, both 98.1%, and then Brisbane at 95.7%. There you go. I mean, prices are still insane in Brisbane, guys. CoreLogic head of research Eliza Owen said average gains remained substantial overall, but noted profits were dropping despite the rate of decline in home values easing. It's unusual to see a sharper deterioration in profits through the March quarter, when prices were starting to stabilize. This could be linked to more short-term selling, Owen said. I mean, do people, we see some of the stories where people buy a property and sell it within a year and make $500,000 just for riding the market. So more Aussies are selling quicker. So they're probably suspecting interest rates are going to continue going up. And let's have a look at the cash rate, because I made the chart here. I brought it into the software. We got to see it's going up. What do you reckon, everyone? Let me know in the comments if you think we'll see another rate increase next month. Trading Economics is predicting we'll hit 4.6%. So just me adjust that. There we go. We'll jump back here. CoreLogic found there was an increase in the number of homeowners who were selling after less than 2 years. Such short selling times that involve sellers incurring a loss may be considered unusual because hold periods typically increase during housing value downturns as sellers try to avoid making a loss, Owen said. So is this people just getting out? Are they the ones that bought at the peak? I wonder if this is that if we're seeing the taps on the shoulders from the banks. The implication may be that some sellers are choosing to incur a loss from resale in order to avoid particularly high mortgage repayments in the current rate hiking environment. And here we have the median prices, but Sydney and Melbourne suburbs with the biggest losses. More than 1 in 10. Yep. Here were the suburbs in the 2 cities with the biggest percentage of loss-making sales and their median losses. Okay, so Strathfield down 35.1%, or 35.1% of sales made a loss, and that's a $40,000 loss. And let's have a look here. Where is Strathfield, New South Wales? We can see here it is, guys. Come on, we'll bring it up. So how far are we from civilization? Not that far. Not that far. So you can see civilization, as in Sydney, is here, and we are just here. Triangle of Fail is down there. So 35, over a third of properties that are selling in that area are making a loss, guys, according to this article. Botany Bay, 33.8%, $60,000 loss. How many of these would be apartments? How many of them would be apartments? Burwood, 31% loss, $45,000. Parramatta, $57,000 loss. Ryde, $58,000 loss. And if we look at some of the asking prices in Sydney, we can see, and let me just full screen it so I can see that there. What are we looking at? 3-bedroom houses, $1.6 million. 2-bedroom units, $800,000. All units, $780,000. So the amount that we're losing here, the amount that we're getting cut here, $50,000, nearly $60,000, one over $60,000. Yeah, that's a decent amount, a decent little shave they're taking. I mean, the thing is, it's free. It's reducing your cash flow costs that you have, your expenses, by getting out of that mortgage. So Melbourne, in the Melbourne City, 46.6%, down $55,000 loss. So that'd have to be apartments. Donington down 29.2% of sales are at a loss at $55,000. Boroondara 25.9% at $37,000. Yarra, again, these would have to be apartments. A lot of these would have to be apartments. $40,000, $46,000, where they're just getting out of them. And there we go. That's it, guys. So let's chat a bit about this one. So more and more Aussies are selling at a loss. I wonder how many of them anticipate interest rates are going to continue going up, and they're getting out now while they can. Better to walk away with a $50,000 loss than go bankrupt or lose even more. Sometimes these are the difficult decisions that you have to make. I wonder how many of them are owner-occupiers as opposed to investors. And these areas, a lot of them, it would be apartments. Tell me your opinions on this one, guys. Are you worried? Would you sell or would you hold on? As always, thanks for watching. Check out HeiseBim or Heise Does for other content I create. And if you're a fan of the channel and want to support us, you can on YouTube or Patreon. Use our referral links, buy our pocket squares, or call me if you need an architect. Take care. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next episode of HeiseSays. Bye for now.